Oh, welcome to Small Business Sunday School Moments. I am Spiritual Multiplicity-preneur Minister, Majesty AliNICOLE WOW, and today I feel guided to share with you about leveling up when experiencing divine discomforts in your business, and this is very important. So this particular Small Business Sunday School moment is inspired by 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. And I'm going to be sharing from the Joyce Meyer Amplified Bible. And so verse 17 reads, "For our light, momentarily afflictions, the slight distress of the passing hour, is ever more and more abundantly preparing and producing for achieving for us an everlasting weight of glory beyond all measure, excessively surpassing all comparisons and all calculations, of vast and transcendent glory and blessedness, never to cease." So I wanted to share from that particular version of the Bible because it emphasizes even more in terms of the importance of how we need to go through and just understanding that our momentary afflictions, they're benefiting us for sure, even though it doesn't feel like it. So today, talking about these divine discomforts. So whether we are feeling the divine discomforts of what can appear to be divine delays or the intensity of, I would say, seasons where we're in our divine preparation, often we're being called to level up and to make proper shifts in our business dynamics. Now, when experiencing this type of discomfort, it's not a bad thing, even though it feels like it. It often does really feel like it, some type of punishment, so to speak, and that's not the case. So even though it feels like it, we have to understand we don't need to mistake these types of occurrences as some sort of required long suffering for achieving our, I would say, our results, when it's really designed for business owners to see, I would say, this as an invitation to realign and get repositioned for the next level. So sometimes shifts are going to take place and they're not always comfortable, especially if we are not really awake to the shifts that we need to be making. So if you've been experiencing discomfort in your business, and I would say for a while, it's best to re-examine the higher intention and the mission. Sometimes things evolve for sure. So, you discover what your business needs and what it desires to express in the present. Basically, what is God calling upon for your business during this time? What is the divine expression that is required? What wants to come forth? So you can pray for what I call divine accurate wisdom. That's, of course, people pray for wisdom, and we're taught in the Bible, of course, to pray for wisdom. But sometimes you need specifics around that. So pray for divine accurate wisdom in order to serve your core audience, because you're in business, your tribe, your customers, your clients. They are considered your target market. They're your core audience. How do you serve them at the highest level for this phase? And asking about this phase is important because sometimes you seek the Lord for a particular area and he's giving you wisdom and insight, and then you keep rinsing and repeating that. And maybe that wisdom and the insight was for that specific season or that specific endeavor. But now you want to look at what is this phase bringing about, because maybe a shift, is happening. So again, regardless of what is taking place, don't allow the discomforts to discourage or even distract you from achieving the greater results that this experience is really designed to produce, okay? These divine discomforts are often just God's wake-up calls, or what I like to say, they're invitations, certainly, to spiritually realign your business and shift you into your greater success. So we have to be really mindful about this. So I would say that this is a great time to definitely level up your strengths And I know a lot of times we like to focus on areas where we don't feel as confident or competent, so to speak, and we want to work on weaknesses, areas we're not as strong. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, of how you kind of make some shifts, with that. But this is a time to really level up in the areas of your strength. Do start to skill up learning something new that will help to catapult your success. So sometimes as you are in these discomforting situations, sometimes life is bringing forth a little bit of resistance training or cross training you so that you can start to skill up in an area that you're not familiar with. And maybe you find out that you've actually been doing this for a while, but just in a non-linear way. But when you engage it in a skill up learning process of something new, you'll discover that the something new is something that you've probably been doing, but again, just not acknowledging it as a more dominant way of being. Of course, this is a great time to enroll help for sure. And yes, you can call upon the Lord for help and strength, but we need divine vessels with skin on, so to speak, divinity wrapped in a human body to be able to help facilitate. And also, kind of going back to what I was mentioning, when you level up your strengths and not focus so much on some of the weaker areas and trying to level those up or skill up in those areas, this is a time where you can start to lighten some of the discomforts in your business by delegating or outsourcing. And I know some will probably say, well, that takes resources and we don't have the resources. Well, that's an area for you to level up in terms of trusting the Lord in this area. If he's calling you to move to the next level, the provision is there. And maybe it shows up in uncommon ways, and you have to use some levels of uncommon resourcefulness. But there is the time to be able to do this, or this is the time, I should say, to do this, because if not, you're going to keep experiencing discomforts, not delegating, and then start to burn yourself out. So you're going to have to outsource. And we think about God. God is source. So outsource, yes, to God, of course, but other vessels of God that are waiting to be used in this area. Now, this is also a great time to maybe establish a new mission and vision statement for sure. All right, things change. Our businesses evolve. We grow and evolve where we should be. And that means expansion takes place. Sometimes you're holding on to something that's no longer relevant for the next level. And that can include, yes, your mission and vision statement. So it's a great time to establish new ones, for sure. And then this is a great time to create a new master plan or a business model. Sometimes, I don't want to necessarily say about going back to the drawing board. It's about being in the new now testament of your business experience and seeing what is going to be relevant for now. Some of what you've been doing in your business plan, that's Old Testament for your business. That's Old Testament. You need not just the New Testament, you need the New Now Testament, okay? So there are a number of areas that you can evaluate and start to level up in order to make the required shifts in your business. So I just wanted to be able to provide this. That's our small business Sunday school moment for today. And as I always emphasize, make sure that you are spiritually aligning or realigning your business agenda. And especially during this time, if you are experiencing these divine discomforts that are these afflictions momentarily, but they're happening in a divine way, again, so that you can start to skill up and level up and make the proper shifts for the next kingdom advantage that you're being called to bring forth, to those you're here to serve. So I hope that you enjoy your Sunday and have a great upcoming week. And definitely go back and listen to this several times and start to implement and execute. As always, I'm wishing you the absolute best. Take care and stay blessed.